we take you beyond the surface of the news, give you in-depth analysis of issues that tend to shift the destiny of our heritage and development. We deliver the happenings in the world of economics and entertainment. We also expose ills threatening the destiny of our common patrimony. LNTV News, first, fast and factual. Live. Catch it if you can. Every day, we take you beyond the surface of the news, give you in-depth analysis of issues that tend to shift the destiny of our heritage and development. We deliver the happenings in the world of economics and entertainment. We also expose ills threatening the destiny of our common patrimony. LNTV News, first, fast and factual. Live. Catch it if you can. Every day, we take you beyond the surface of the news, give you in-depth analysis of issues that tend to shift the destiny of
It's a pleasant good evening from Painesville. Welcome to the weekend presentation of LNTV News Live. 30 minutes of major news events in Liberia and other parts of our global community. I'm Daniel Ankara anchoring tonight. Top stories we follow in tonight. Ahead of the festive season, the government of Liberia announces the arrival of pro-poor rice as Ministry of Commerce to begin inspection of businesses. Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency arrests a 37-year-old woman with drugs valued at 24,000 United States dollars. President George Weah presents $1 million Liberian to the winner of the George Weah Peace Prize as part of the Coca-Cola Peace Initiative. Away from home, police have shot and killed 2 students after a protest in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. These stories plus much more coming up tonight. I'm Daniel Ankara anchoring. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to LNTV News Live. It's in our top story. The Liberian government has announced the arrival of the consignment of pro-poor rice in the country ahead of the festive season. Commerce Minister Wilson Tapper told State Radio today that the rice will be available on the market by Wednesday of next week. We move on to another development. The Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency has arrested a 37-year-old Liberian woman with drugs valued at 24,000 United States dollars. The drugs were arrested at the Rabas International Airport in Margibi County. Marcus Soko is the Executive Director of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Since we're having some technical issues, let's run for a quick break. We will be right back on this Friday edition of LNTV News Live. festive season. Commerce Minister Wilson Tapper made the disclosure today to ELBC.
We have done in the ministry is to structure the inspection. If you notice, our first time in the inspection was to go after unwholesome foods, unwholesome commodities in the market. And we did a remarkable job at that. In fact, that's always been the plan of the president and this government to make life easy and affordable for our people. So back in July, you will notice that there was effort made to reduce tariffs for the private sector to do better. And coming to this season, the president determined that efforts that were made, gains that were made, should be passed on to the population. So there is a consignment of tofu rice, about 80,000 bags. That's what I thought is the beginning. That will be available to the market. We are having our final meeting with the Liberia Marketing Association today. And that rice should begin being available to the population by Wednesday latest. It's $10 a bag and $11 a bag. The $10 is for the 100% broken, and the $11 for the 5% broken. Okay. Actually, when you buy it wholesale, it's $9.50.
With the kilograms?
It's 25 kilograms.
25 kilograms.
Yeah, so it's $9.50 for the wholesaler.
Okay.
And to the consumer, it's no more than $10.
So if you're not selling directly to retailers, you're selling.
No, we're not retail. We're selling to
the wholesaler.
We sell the wholesaler, mainly the Liberia Marketing Association.
Okay.
And some rice dealer, but because we want it to be spread across a wider population, we're limiting it to.
Do I have to show a business registration to be?
Oh, you have to. That goes without saying. You must have a business registration with the Ministry of Commerce that is current, and
tax clearance and all that stuff.
Yes, we would want that.
Well, on another front, the Ministry of Commerce will shortly begin the inspection of major businesses across the country so as to know who's in compliance and who's non-compliant.
Structure the inspection. If you notice, our first time in the inspection was to go after unwholesome foods, unwholesome commodities in the market, and we did a remarkable job at that. In fact, we want to thank the public in this matter. I want to thank the public for helping us. Close to 60% of our success in this respect is the public. They see things and they call us, and of course the robust nature of the inspector and the entire team at the ministry. So this inspection coming on Monday is to make sure, one, that people who operate here are registered and the taxes are paid. Two, that the goods that is bring in here fulfill certain standards, they meet certain standards. You just don't bring anything here and use this place as a dumping ground. We've done some progress there. Three, where we see people who are not necessarily on course or who are not being able to meet these requirements, to work with them so that they can be able to meet those requirements. So
He's Liberia's Minister of Commerce, Wilson Tapper. The Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency has arrested a 37-year-old woman for being in possession of drugs worth $24,000 United States. The drugs were arrested at the Rabat International Airport. Marcus Soko is the head of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency.
This operation for the last 2 weeks we've been trying to Operation Clean Morovia. And in the process of doing that, let me start from the Rabat International Airport. We arrested a young lady by the name of LNTVBEAKING, age 37, tribe Bassa, nationality, she was Liberian. She was arrested on the 14th of November 2018 at 3:20 p.m. She arrived here on the Kenya Airways airline, and the flight number was 5595. And type of drugs arrested from the young lady was heroin, and the quantity of drugs arrested were 8 kilos, and the street value of this kilo is $24,000 US for a kilo, and in the Liberian dollar is that is $3,600,000 for only Liberian dollar. The street value US dollar is $192,000, and the rate of 150 Liberian dollar is $28,800,000. So what we're trying to explain to you guys here is that when we started the operation, a lot of people were arrested in the process. But this young lady, when she came in, she was arrested, and then we moved forward.
Well, moving on to another story now. President George Weah has presented $1 million Liberian to the winner of the George Weah Peace Prize. Presenting the amount on behalf of His Excellency, Liberia's Culture Ambassador Julie Endi said the money is a fulfillment of the President's promise to the Kukatono Initiative.
County, that the messengers of peace, are the 2018 recipient of the George Weah Peace Prize. And the messengers of peace, I think you can follow them. They've been working in the community, working with youth all over, and then this is the reason and the level of work that they've done, and the level of coordination with youth groups, youth organizations that just made us to say that if these people are empowered, they will do more. Then too, they are very young, so I think the future is promising. The light is there, and so they are the recipient this year. Next year we'll have a different recipient, and then based on the criteria in the category. You have to initiate. You have to be an advocate for peace. Your work has to show in actuality and visibility.
Liberia's Culture Ambassador Julie Endi. Receiving the money for the Messengers of Peace, Elizabeth Dobla lauded President Weah and the Kukatono Peace Initiative for recognizing their efforts.
I would like to thank our queen and working with the president, even though he had no idea on it, but she brought up the idea to recognize the work of young people. This is actually a really big push to us. It's not something that we should feel relaxed and say that we have won a peace prize and that's the end to our peace work. This is just a push to us that we should keep working and keep pushing for peace like we've been doing always. We want to say thank you to the ambassador and thank you to His Excellency and to everyone that was on the vetting process.
The Ministry of Agriculture, along with partners, have climaxed activities of this year's World Food Day in Buchanan, Grand-Bassa County. The ministry and partners, including the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), have been marking activities since October this year. The objectives of those activities by the ministry and partners is to promote programs aimed at ending hunger by 2030. Speaking at the occasion, Agriculture Minister Dr. Morgana Flomo said it is the hope of the government that by 2030 the country will be hunger-free.
All people are the farmers, and these farmers in Liberia are the ones that are still living and suffering from hunger. The President has said, and he is committed to ensuring that the living condition of the poor is improved. A key indicator that is going to point to the improvement of the living condition of the poor people is access to food. Is food security. We want to say a very big thank you to all of you for joining us here today to think about not just saying we want to grow food, but think about ways we can put what we have said into action so that we are successful with this.
He's Liberia's Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Morgana Flomo. If you just joined us, a reminder that you're watching LNTV News Live, 30 minutes of major news in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our global community. I'm Daniel Ankara anchoring tonight. Top stories we're following. Ahead of the festive season, the governor of Liberia announces pro-poor rice to begin distribution and get on the Liberian market. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency arrested a woman with drugs worth 24,000 United States dollars. President George represents $1 million Liberian dollars to the winner of the George Weah Peace Prize as part of the Kuka-Tuna initiative. Away from home, police have shot and killed 2 students after a protest in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. These stories plus much more coming up, but right after our break. Welcome back to LNTV News Live. The government of China has donated 2 vehicles and other office-related items to the group of 72nd through the Vice President's office. Presenting the items, Chinese Ambassador Fu Jijun said the gesture was his government's way of identifying with the group of 72nd.
Enable the people to take care of their welfare. And I learned that my predecessor has had a very good relations with your office and with the group from 77. So that's why today to express our high appreciation to Your Excellency and to the group 77 and to help you to increase your capacity to help more things about your group. It is said about more than 10,000 people. So today I have the honor on behalf of the Chinese government to donate 2 vehicles, 4 table computers, 4 notebook computers, and 2 printers.
Well, Vice President Joe Howard Taylor received the donation from the Chinese ambassador and stressed the importance to also get the disabled involved in agriculture activities.
The group of 77 has oversight over disabled people, and they've been doing their best to try to find out where disabled people are across the country. An assessment was done earlier this year, and the counties are actually now laid out to know who is where. As we go forward, we're hoping that the relationship between the organization in your country and the group of 77 can get some connection so we can really find some permanent solutions. I was talking to them. I had a visitor over the last 3 days from Nigeria, and she came to ask what I needed. And I said there are people living with disability that are at the lowest ebb, and we must find a way to support them. And so we visited 3 of the different areas that she was able to see. You know, she's going to provide some help to them. But you know, her question she asked when we got to the group of 77, because half of their place is like a school, so there's nowhere for them to live. But they do have some property in Todi, and we're hoping there's an agricultural project they want to do, because I keep telling them they also have to find a way to become self-sufficient, to do some things. Like the Chinese always say, teach us how to fish. So they want to do some fish pound, they want to do vegetables. There's also another place in Bentol that Talbot built during his term, but it's been broken down.
Vice President Joel Taylor. Former Monrovia City Mayor Mary Braw has vowed to continue helping the new city government in keeping Monrovia clean and green. Speaking at the start of a 2-day solid waste management conference in Monrovia, Madam Braw also pledged to help the MCC raise the needed revenue to get the work done.
I'm glad that you are here, and you are here to listen, and you're also here to participate. For me, because of time, we are going to have panel discussions, be coming in, going out, and all of that. For me, the hierarchy of waste, use waste, reuse and recycle. I speak with passion about that. You have to reduce the waste so the landfill has a longer lifespan. Isn't it so? Yes. Reduce waste. And the CBDs that we have to set up. You are not doing too well when we talk about the little waste. The CBD should bring the money in to the municipal government.
Former City Mayor Mary Braw. Also speaking, this current Mayor Jefferson Koji thanked partners of the MCC for their continuous support and cooperation in helping to keep Monrovia clean.
Let me start to say we are very grateful for international partner. Firstly, for respecting our community to you and the numerous challenges and difficulties that you have. And for the long front, you were able to respect the city government of Monrovia and today you are here. So on behalf of the local people of the city government of Monrovia, we are wholeheartedly excited and welcoming for the person.
Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji. The Carter Center, the Center for Exchange of Intellectual Opinions, or CEO for short, Friday bestowed honor upon the Internal Affairs Minister Vanin Sirleaf for his invaluable services to society. The chairman of CEO, Adolphus Weah, gave the reasons for the recognition of Minister Sirleaf.
As advocates, as men who converge on a daily basis to channel a new course in our country's history. Gone are those days when to have a resolution to govern the state, men will revert to the bushes, holding arms and causing serious fratricidal conflict in the state. In these times, we believe that if we should lead well, we should be able to converge on the palaver hut, like in this case, to discuss ideas. Yeah, we don't flex muscles. I mean, your physical muscles. Or we flex our intellectual muscles on a daily basis. It is on the basis of the flexibility of our intellectual muscles, we are now scouting out public officials, private officials, who are doing well for the survivability of our society.
Well, responding to the honor, Minister Sirleaf thanked CEO officials for putting such a prestigious honor on him and continue to serve humanity as he's been doing.
You don't get extra money for this. Rather, what they said they fashioned you a coup out of this is service to the people. So I want to say thanks to all of you. If we organize ourselves in this manner and we come together to exchange ideas, it is healthy, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chairman Emeritus. Yes. I am honored today. I want to say to you, it is a challenge to me to continue the good work that you have seen, those exemplary attributes that you saw that led you to honoring me to continue to do, and even do more than that. Let me say to the chairman, the officers and members of CEO, because of the level of organization that I've seen here today, I want to declare membership with you. I want to declare membership with you where I will want to come back and then take the podium and then you fire me some questions and I will respond to you. So you can know what is happening in the 15 counties. So you can know what will be the effect of the PAPD when it is put in force.
Internal Affairs Minister Vanin Sirleaf. Our final development tonight, the Liberia Institute of Public Administration, LIPA, held their orientation for its fourth quarter 2018. The orientation exercise is geared towards enlightening incoming students of what to expect during the term of the course. LIPA Deputy Director General D. Wahin has been encouraging students to take the discipline seriously.
I feel an urge to lecture, but you have a lot of lecture to undergo, so I will spare you that. LIPA, as you are aware, is government capacity builder, government researcher, and government consultants. our duty is to help you better outcomes. We already do know that you have acquired, but sometimes that which you acquire from the classroom, to practicalize it on the job, it becomes difficult.
Well, we now move on to our foreign news. Police in the Democratic Republic of Congo have shot and killed 2 students during the protest in Kinshasa Monday. Students at Kinshasa University held a demonstration calling for classes to resume as lecturers were on strike over pay. It turned violent and 1 student was shot by the police. When students learned on Thursday that the student had died, they started rioting on campus. The Congolese police confirmed that the 2nd student was then shot dead also. A spokesman said 12 police officers were injured and buildings as well as vehicles were vandalized. And a Kenyan Catholic priest has been killed by armed men in South Sudan. The East African Jesuits said in a Facebook post that 62-year-old Victor Luke Odihambo was in the TV room of a church residence at Quebec in Gok State when they attacked in the early hours of Thursday morning. Father Odihambo was the principal of Mazalari Teachers College in Quebec. The authorities in Gok said on Friday that 3 people had been arrested in connection with the killings. Well, folks, that's all we have for you tonight on LNTV News Live. Before we leave you, a recap of our top stories. Ahead of the festive season, the governor of Liberia announces the arrival of a consignment of poor rice. Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency arrests a 37-year-old woman with drugs valued at $24,000 US. President George Weah presents $1 million Liberian to the winner of the George Weah Peace Prize as part of the Liberia Crusaders for Peace Kokatana initiative. Away from home, police have shot and killed 2 students after a protest in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thanks to all of you for following. Do join us on Monday morning at 10 o'clock when another edition of LNTV News Live will be coming your way. But until then, I'm Daniel Ankra. Have a great evening. Good night.